Welcome to the fourth episode of Conversations with Kone. I'm your host, and my guest today is Robbie, Vanity Angel G. Robbie is a long-term friend of mine. He mains Peach and has been ranked in the top 3 of the UK since 2010. Robbie started 2016 ranked 18th in Europe and finished the year by climbing up to 10th on Smash Ranking EU and being ranked 96 on Red Bull's Melee on Me Top 100 list. In today's episode, we'll discuss Vanity Angel's history in the Smash scene, at what point he cemented himself as a top 3 player in the United Kingdom, his excellent 2016 season, including his performances at Heir 3 and the Big House 6, and his aims for 2017. You can follow me on @ConvoCone and @Team Heir, and you can follow Robbie on @VanityAngelSSBM. Hiya, Robbie.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good, dude. How are you?
Yeah, very well.
How long have we known each other now, Robbie?
It's a long time. It must be like 9. Someone just asked me how long I've been playing for, like earlier today, and I was like, 9 years? Is it 9? Is it 10? I don't know. A long time.
Okay, so I know that I met you at your first tournament, I believe.
Yep, totally not January 2.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, totally not. Was it totally not January?
Yeah,
yeah,
because it's not in. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Because it wasn't in January. It was in, I think, May.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds
only in 2007, I want to say. So getting on 10 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 2007, and that was where? Can you remember where that event was?
Yeah, it was in Yeovil.
So that's so random, isn't it, that we used to have events down in Yeovil?
I know, and where it was as well. People just wouldn't believe the venues. They were, I don't know. It just that tournament.
For anyone who doesn't know, within the UK or outside the UK, Yeovil. That's your neck of the woods, Robbie. Where is
it's
Yeovil?
It's in Somerset, so it's like the southwest. I'm in Devon.
Yeah,
so I'm like a little bit further southwest. But
are you Totnes, Devon?
I'm in Exeter now. I'm from Totnes, which is just down the road. Exeter, yeah. Okay,
and so that was Yeovil, and we had a few events down Yeovil where we used to have a crew down there called the GMC.
Oh yeah,
and they hosted those events, which I remember a few venues down there. Which one was this? Can you remember where it was actually hosted?
It was like a working man's club or whatever the fuck you call this.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was super awkward to walk into.
Yeah. And you had to walk through the downstairs where it's like old men staring at you like, what are you doing in here? And you'd like hear the controllers clacking upstairs and you'd be like, I'm just gonna go through that door and like just try and get through there as quickly as possible.
And now obviously sorry about that, Robbie. Obviously today it's kind of normal to find events in pubs and bars, but in 2007 the scene's super young. We're all young.
It's just a different venue. I mean, also you go upstairs and it was just like 20 people up. People just don't. I feel like where we come from, we saw the scene at like just that the people in the room at that time. There was 20 of us, and that was the scene. Like, that was the entire scene. It was crazy.
And at that point, you had to literally travel the breadth of the country to compete, and they would be 20 odd person tournaments.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, so it's been 10 years I've known you, I guess now, and at that tournament, you were like, your Samus looks pretty good.
Oh, no. I knew you were going to do this.
I was obviously going to bring this up.
I know you are. So
you wasted 2 years of my career.
All right, let's just clarify this for the viewers, the listeners. So at Totally Not January 2, your first event, you actually made Marth, yeah?
Yeah, Marth.
Marth. And at that time, although a lot of people will not believe this, I was actually top 5 in the UK. And sadly have not improved since. So at the event, we played some friendlies, and I don't think you made it through pools. Is that correct?
No, I didn't. It was kind of, that's it. Yeah. I took a game of Charles, but didn't make it through pools. Yeah,
that's it. And we sat down, we played some friendlies, and as I say, you were main in Marth, and we played some friendlies, and you brought out the Samus.
Yep.
And then what happened?
Well, I just clearly remember you being like, well, your Samus is good, man. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I had a lot of characters in my head. I played, you remember, what was his name? Reacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the main Link. And I was like beating him with my young Link. And I was like, this guy's supposed to be good. I can beat him with my young Link. Maybe I should main young Link. And anyway, I just had a lot of questions in my head. And you were like, yeah, Samus, man. Yeah, looks good. And I was just like, okay, like someone in the top 5 thinks my Samus is good. I'm gonna play Samus, and 2 years later,
I'm actually trying my best not to laugh because I'm fully aware of the 2 years that might have put you behind.
no, it's fine. No, those were valuable years of playing Samus, and now I still have a Samus, so I'm happy about it. It's fine.
Yeah, and then you were saying 2 years later, so is that when you made the change?
Yeah, I when I was 19 or 20, the maths doesn't work. But anyway, I was 19. I was in Canada, and I was traveling on my gap year from university, and I was staying in Vancouver, where I was playing the players there, and they were pretty good. So some of them were just like force-stocking my Samus over and over again. I was just like, this character, I can't do anything. So at a tournament, I think I just picked Peach in a random tournament match. I pulled a beam sword, like beat some guy that was better than me, like killing him with a beam sword, and I just thought, this character's for me. I'm gonna play her. She seems pretty good. So I went to Peach at that point. I think in between that time, I'd actually tried out Fox as well, because I had such a problem against the Maths in the London Maths with Samus. Like, that was just my worst.
So who was that at that time? Retro King? Frostbite?
Retro King, Frostbite, Chris Boy, Fuzziness.
Chris Boy, yeah. Yeah, so... Yeah, two names, three names that have just disappeared completely, haven't they? I know Edwin kind of crops up now and again, but yeah, at the time they were pretty brutal. Yeah,
they had a pretty like strong hold on like the top 5 spots, those guys, and like Frostbite beat Fuzzy, and I don't know, they were all really good, and they all played Marth, and it was just like, it was so hard to beat them with Samus, so I was like, I'm gonna try Fox. But eventually landed on Peach, so
07 to 09, you're playing the Samus, and I guess 2 questions. I think I'll put this in here. We'll come back to the 09 Peach onwards. Is 2 questions I've used so far on the podcast are one, what generation you are. So if you're 07, Robbie, that makes you generation 2.
Yeah, I think that was about right. There had been a significant amount of Smash that happened before I started, and I was just kind of getting in when like Ken was on the way out.
Yeah, so it's kind of like late golden era, isn't it? So late golden era generation 2. And then the second question is, I get this in here, and before we move on so we don't lose this, is the tag. I like to know where the tags come from. And your tag's quite interesting, obviously. So
yep.
Yeah, go on then.
My tag is from Dance Dance Revolution. So when I was like 15, there's a seaside town called Peyton, just near Totnes, where a couple of my friends lived, and we would go to the pier, play DDR, and I never actually played the song Vanity Angel Fix, which is what it's called. I can't remember which it is, but like either it's Vanity Angel by Fix, or I don't know, one of those ways around, Fix by Vanity Angel, something like that. But I never played the song, but I just saw the name and I thought it was super cool, so I like signed up to all websites with that name, and my Smashboards user account was Vanity Angel. All my characters were called either Vanity or V Angel, or I don't know. And then like a couple of years later, I was like, really?
I was going to ask that. Do we still think it's super cool?
Not in the same way that I did when I was 15, but I like it now. I'm happy I have that name, and it's always going to be the name I go with. So
you can't change it, can you?
No, I mean, I still now, like, in every game, like, I play, I use that tag, so
yeah.
It's cool.
It's, can you remember Scott, as in...
Shine of Scott, that's what he's called.
Yeah, his tag was SOS Scott, so... Yeah. Which I remember posing this question to him, like, years and years ago, if your tag's SOS Scott, it's actually Shine Out of Scott.
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. And obviously he doesn't play properly anymore, just turns up at Heir events and has a few bevies. But now and again he enter, and he changed his name, because obviously being out of the scene properly, and he changed it from SOS Scott to Le Froglet.
Oh.
So, yeah. Interesting, yeah. So I don't know if changing your name actually automatically helps or makes it better. But you've got Vanity Angel, you've stuck with it. And
I'm going to stick with it.
You're going to stick, obviously. I'm not going to expect you simply changing. What do you prefer, though, Robbie? Vanity Angel or VA? Because obviously people flip-flop between the two of them.
I don't care anymore. Like, I actually, for a while, I paid for premium membership on Smashboard, so I could change my name on there to VA. But so because for a while I was like, I have to get away from Vanity Angel. It's just going to be VA. But now I've kind of gone back to Vanity Angel. I think I prefer that. But
Okay,
I don't
because
mind.
in some rankings it comes up like VA, sometimes a Vanity Angel. You go into some YouTube channels and you record a match, it puts VA Vanity Angel.
I've now gone back to I'm now Vanity Angel pretty much.
All right, I'll clock that and make sure we keep it. Anything Heir related, I'll use Vanity Angel just for you, Robbie.
Yeah. Thank you.
So back to the 09. So 07 to 09, you're still playing Samus. At what point do you start to move into being the top 3 in the UK?
I remember the tournament, actually. It's a global gaming tournament, which was held in Birmingham. I don't know if you remember those.
This is the one where people slept. And,
oh my God.
Yeah, I remember it.
That was awful. Sleeping under the desks,
it was like an internet. Arena. It was like a really dingy back alley Birmingham.
It was literally under a bridge, was it?
It was behind. Someone will comment. Anyone who's listened to this, let me know. It's around the corner from some really trashy emo bar nightclub, and then it was down an alley under a bridge.
Oh yeah,
it was sweaty dirty, little box.
Yeah, and people were sleeping there. But I actually beat Jam to get 3rd, and that was the first time I placed 3rd at that tournament. And I remember I feel like I was playing Fox. Actually, I was playing Fox because I played against Jam, and it was super close, like game 3.
Because early on it was kind of like there was a rivalry between you and Jam, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
Yeah. Like a healthy rivalry, but I remember it was kind of like Jam was a bit of a gatekeeper at that time, and it was kind of, if you could beat Jam, you were kind of moving towards being able to threaten, I guess, fuzziness at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was always gunning for Jam. Like early on, he was my target, and I beat him actually before that tournament. I think, but making him get 7th at something, and I got 5th. It was like maybe CHJ or something in Liverpool. But it kind of got ugly for a while between me and Jam. We kind of fell out.
Yeah, I try to put it nicely before with that. I kind of remember.
We're fine now. I mean, that's ancient history.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
but there was a lot of he was someone that I always wanted to beat, and I've because I did well against him from an early stage of Samus. That's how I gauged that I was good. He was someone that I would rate myself against.
Yeah.
So I Global Game Jam. I came 3rd, and then I never placed below that until I lost to Mint recently.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a little bit. So that was Global Gaming, get 3rd of that, and then do you just stay top 3 from that point onwards?
Pretty much, but I mean, I had a bit of a hiatus. I was not really in the scene for that long after 2010. There wasn't that much happening. I don't think people know that.
Well, it's kind of like the dark ages, isn't it?
It was between then and the documentary. There just wasn't all that much going on, and nobody was really I think you were not really involved in the scene that much.
Well, no, I hosted in August 2010. That was Smash Needs You, which was the kind of the largest European event at the time. There was a few French events as well, but it was the largest. Well, it was the largest UK event, the first European event on UK soil. And you missed that actually because you were at Apex, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah.
So I hosted Smash Needs You, and then after that is when I'd qualified as a teacher and kind of decided that I need to put more into my profession and my career, and I literally just jacked it in. I quit Smash boards, quit talking to pretty much anyone Smash related, and I actually just full on quit. And I was on a 3-year hiatus, so I didn't come back till 2013. And when I got back, everything had changed. No one was on Smash boards.
Yep.
JP was running basically Smash UK on Facebook.
Yeah.
There was a lot of new faces. A lot of faces had disappeared, and I remember looking on Facebook at this document. It was like an Excel spreadsheet, and it basically was the last 2 years worth of events, melee events, and the numbers were in the 20s.
God, yeah, that was a dark time. I'm pretty sure there was a national of 12 people at that time.
You are right, actually. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that, and for some reason I remember JJ being in the top 3 of that event, and I didn't know who the name was. And in a nice way, but it was just like it was just wow. I remember it prominently in my memory thing. Wow, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And then and I got torn to JP, and this is where the whole, that Smash circuit.
Yeah, actually, because I was running events at that time as well, and I was in conversations. I think I spoke to GP about the circuit. Like, I wanted to get involved, but I think like I just had too many ideas at the time. Like, I was trying to get involved in like hosting tournaments, running these like events in Brighton, and all kinds of stuff, and being a player as well. And I kind of but yeah. Anyway, the circuit came up from there, didn't it? And that was like 4 events. Or something. I
think it was a few. I think a lot qualified for it. Initially, I think it was going to be 4 events. Then there would be a finale. Then I think a few others ended up qualifying as well. But for those listeners who don't know, basically, Revival happened, Docs happened. Me, JP, some other TOs within the UK, we basically decided we'll do a year-long circuit, Smash circuit. Basically, all it was, a lot of events. You accrued points, and then myself hosted with others, but this was like the first Heir team. We hosted Heir to the Throne, which is a terrible name, but it was the finale of the Smash circuit, and the idea was it was a 2-day event. Day 1, anyone could enter, and the top 4 from that would qualify to day 2. And day 2 was a top 16 bracket, and 12 of those 12 players had already qualified for that from the amount of points that they had accrued during the circuit. So, for example, Robbie, you were obviously had already qualified for day 2.
Yeah. And
the whole name of the Heir to the Throne was because it had been so sporadic during the Dark Ages, before 2013, it wasn't clear cut, I guess, who exactly was the best in the UK.
No.
So the idea was to try to kind of crown a new king. And I actually tried at this time to label you guys as the 3 kings of UK Smash. I don't think it's ever actually stuck. I wish it had. I quite like it. But anyway, at that event, I think you got second, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I beat Prof.
Yeah, you beat
I 3-1 Prof, and I lost badly to Fuzzies.
Yeah.
That's happened to me, like, it's my dark horse, or whatever it is.
Which is so weird, because the whole point of that event was we all expected Prof to win, didn't we? And then you toppled Prof.
Yeah,
and then Fuzzy, beat you in Grand. Now, my question, 2 questions from that. First question: why do you think you 3 have ended up dominating? I know. Obviously, there was the hiatus period for yourself and for myself, but from kind of before 2010, and then from you coming back into Smash. So let's say 2013 onwards. Why have you 3 dominated UK so much?
It's hard to give a reason, but I think something that I always find when you get these players that dominate or are like strong players that feature at the top of the game for a while, they come in strong. They always start pretty strong. So Prof, his first tournament, got 4th.
Yeah.
Me, in my first tournament, I took a game off the winner of the tournament. I took a game of Charles. I got 9th at my second tournament. Charles was immediately good when he came in on the scene. We've had like something that set us aside from like standard players from the start. And maybe that in some way like reflects self-belief. And maybe that reflects talent as well. So I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but since we have been top 3, I think myself and Prof have worked pretty hard at like keeping that. I know Fuzziness is just pure talent, really. Like he plays Smash a lot, but he doesn't really practice at all. I don't understand how he can come back and still beat people like Nintendo. Like that to me is a mystery.
Do you think he probably does a lot of practice behind doors?
No, I don't think he. Well, I mean, he certainly. I take him at face value, and he says he doesn't. So I just like he says he doesn't do that. I guess he doesn't. But I would not be confident myself if I didn't play for as long as he doesn't play that I could come back and have the same results. But I think so my answer is I guess there's a mix of things that go into making us like strong players, and some of that's hard work, some of that's talent, some of that's just like I don't know, yeah.
And since 2010, you've only had the 1 loss, is that right? Outside the top 3?
In 2010, I think I lost to Tristan X1 at a tournament I hosted myself playing Fox in like 2013 or something, or 2012. But yeah, other than that, Mint was the first time I lost to anyone that wasn't Prof or Charles from the UK.
Yeah, and that's Kickstart 13, which is the massive kickstart that happened. I think there was about 141 for melee singles like that, and that's because HBox was kind of on his route to DreamHack Winter.
Yeah.
And you lost 3-2 to Mint there. Any thoughts on that set? Or on Mint as a player?
Mint's great. Like, I think he's a really... He has that thing. He came in strong. Like, I don't know how he did that, but his first tournament, I think he was like very close to being backs on. Mm-hmm. So obviously showing signs that he was really strong from an early point, and he took a set of Prof recently.
Yeah, that was that Schism, wasn't it? I saw that. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah,
he's clearly a really strong player, and I mean his performance against Hungrybox at that tournament was really impressive as well. For me, I'd come back from Big House 6, which was quite exhausting, and I hadn't actually touched the game for about a month, and I was trying to I don't know why, I wanted to go to Kickstart, but I felt like it was too much for me to go, and I really didn't prepare, and I just wanted to go. But for me recently, it's like, I know that with tournaments, I can't just do that. I can't just show up and just hope to do well. I mean, I'm more affected by nerves. I'm more affected by a lot of stuff going into a tournament in that way. I need to have the time before a tournament to actually practice, to prepare, and to maybe study the players I'm going to be playing against, which I didn't do there at all. And I just felt really off on the day. Like I lost to Captain Crunch, I think his name is.
Yeah, the HBox's coach.
Yeah, and I was so frustrated. I was just and I was actually scared to play Mint. I was just like, I don't feel like I can win. And if you watch it, I think you can see on my face, I'm just so frustrated the whole time. And it's like, it's not a good place to be in if you're competing. So I feel like I deserve to lose, for sure. And
have you met Mint since then?
No, that's the one time we've played.
Okay. So are you looking forward to the rematch? It's not like you're now worried about that match, if that makes
not
sense.
At all. I am looking forward to it. Absolutely. I like playing against challenging opponents, and he's proven to be that. So I hope we can play again.
You interestingly said, and I just want to segue into this, as I remember, that you study beforehand. How would you go about studying opponents then? So
I only started doing this recently, but I just watched back the matches a few times and take some notes. I watched my match versus the Moon, which was pretty terrible, from
Archimele
2. I just watch it on half speed, and I just take notes, and I rewind, and I look over certain bits and how I've reacted in certain situations, and just reflect on what was going through my mind at the time, and try to think about how I could do it differently, or why something hasn't worked, or why something has worked. And hopefully try and draw some conclusions out of that and things that I can improve on. Specifically, though, I mean, I watched Prof me against Prof when I beat him at the Kickstart before the one I lost to Mint, I think.
Kickstart, I don't know.
12, 11, 10, something. I don't know. Anyway, so...
It's 10. It's Kickstart 10. Yeah, you beat him 3-2 in winners, yeah.
Yeah, so I watched that, and I watched the loser set as well. And I just, I saw where he was beating me, and I could pick out the things that he was exploiting against me really clearly from that set. And I was like, okay, next time I play him, I know how he's going to try and take advantage of things that I do that he knows that he can take advantage of. And because I have habits, I know what my habits are, and I can kind of, if I can see what Prof's doing to try and take advantage of that, I can stop doing those things or react differently in those situations.
Yeah, because your actual, I think this is correct, Robbie. Your sets versus Prof 2016, you beat him 3-2 in Kickstart 10 winners, and then you lost to him 3-2 in losers.
Yeah.
And then at Heir 3, you actually played a 5-game set, and that was 3-2 to Prof.
It was so close, yeah.
Yeah. So, which goes into my next question about the top 3 in the UK. Where do you actually, where do you see yourself in contrast or comparison, to Prof and Fuzzy? And do you still have that ambition to be kind of the, known number one in the UK?
I've never really pushed that hard for number one, but I don't think I've never set that as a goal clearly. But I think more and more I'm realizing I want that, and I think Fuzzy's always been a problem for me, a difficult player to play against because he's really random. So
See, I can't even, off the top of my head, there's not that many sets I can kind of think in terms of you versus Charles recently.
There hasn't been many recently, but he beat me pretty badly last time we played in. Well, we actually played at a pre-tournament before Big House just after I got off the plane. I lost 3-0, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, in terms of Prof, me and Prof have always kind of been the same at like really even for some reason. Like that's just that player matchup. And like I don't see any reason why I couldn't be number one.
Yeah, which links next to my next kind of my next point, which is obviously I kind of feel like you've always had that ambition, be it lurking or more prominently now from what you've just said, and that is in September there was an article on Smashboards, and it was written by the Cyclops, and it was kind of an interview with you, and I don't know just want your thoughts on the actual title of it, which was Vanity Angel, the United Kingdom's Unknown Master.
Yeah.
Did you like that title?
I can't, over the years, there's just so much that's said in Smash that's like, I don't believe in that. I've kind of learned to ignore it. So to some people, I am unknown. I guess that's what he was saying. And like in America, people probably haven't heard of me. So that's fine. That's what he thinks. And
because if you go digging in your results over, the last 2-3 years, not just in the UK, I mean, when you've actually got to European events, your results are very, very good. So
I mean, historically, I feel I've been overlooked. So it's something I'm used to. It's not something that I feel like bad when it happens. I'm just like, okay, someone else has done this. That's fine. And because, I mean, when I used to go to Europe, like way back, I would always outplace Charles. Always.
Yep.
Like he'd get 17th, I'd get like 9th or 13th or something, but nobody cared. And it was just like, that didn't mean anything to anyone. And it was just like, and I guess in a way it doesn't. He was still the best in the UK. He could still beat me. So it's like.
But in a way, you've got the question of who's top 3 in the UK. But then I guess the more important or more prominent question is how good are you versus the best in Europe? And
right.
And when you actually get to that moment, be it a Beast or other events, similar events, you perform very well.
Yeah, exactly. And I've never felt that I've lost to people. Well, I have occasionally, but on the whole, I lose to people who are very good. Like a lot of tournaments I go to, I lose to like Left and Ice or something. And that's like, and everyone else I wouldn't drop a game to. It's just like, that's kind of okay in a way. But yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, I didn't mind the title. I was just like, that's fine. People.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because I guess your 2016, I'm going to run through the results just for people, for the listeners, because your 2016 was awesome. And probably fair to say your best season or your best year in Smash.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, one of your best anyway. So results, kind of chronologically, kind of the main ones. Kickstart 6, you got 7th. Beast 6, you got 17th, but you had a really difficult bracket there. That was 3-2, lost to Abate, and which is similar. You'd actually lost 3-2 to Abate at Kickstart 6.
Yep.
And then I think, did you lose to Esam at that as well?
Yeah, that was 2-1.
2-1 was it? 2-1 earlier on. Kickstart 10 is where you got 3rd. That's the one where you beat Prof, then lost to Prof and losers, but you also beat Adam clean, 3-0.
Yep.
Heir 3, you got 7th, losing really tightly to Chew, 3-2.
Yep.
But also, and I think a lot of people forget about this, is that you beat Amsa in the contract, but you beat him in bracket 3-1.
No one saw the bracket. I bodied him in the bracket. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was in the other room, and no one was watching. So
yeah, so you got that 3-1 win there, and then you beat Zagetto 2-0 as well. So that's the top 2 in the Netherlands. Big House 6, 65th, losing. I think you lost 2-1 to None.
Yeah, I lost 2-1 to None. I lost 2-1 to Drafen.
Yeah. Kickstart 13, 7th, and then Arkamele recently got 3rd, losing to Over 3-1. But then you only lost 3-2 to Over at Smashbox 2 a month ago. But you beat Dormling, Maye, and Amsa again at Arkamele. So that's 3 sets against Amsa in the last 6 months. So that's a terrific 2016.
Yep, it was good. It was the best year I've had, like you said.
So I guess the question is why? Why was 16 so good compared to, I guess, 15 or 14?
I think I've always struggled to actually commit to Smash and be like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to spend all my spare time doing. And right at the end of 2015 is when I really feel like I got net play, and I was just like, I didn't have a job at the time, so I was just playing Melee every day, and I was just like, this is great, this is what I want to do. So I started the year in that way, and then ended up going to Japan for 3 months. I had a massive...
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna ask this, Robbie, because I obviously I caught you were going to Japan. We chatted about it. You went to Japan. You weren't online for ages.
Yeah.
Why were you in Japan so long? Is there a story you can tell or not?
Yeah, no, it is. I was living with my boyfriend in Brighton. We met like just as he was finishing uni, and he kind of wanted to leave Brighton. I was like, no, stay, live with me, blah, blah, blah. 3 years later, we were kind of just like, we'd both tried a lot of things in Brighton, like lots of different jobs. I was running events, like we'd done a lot, got involved in like lots of different cultural things there. And I think we just felt like we'd come to the end, and he was not happy. I didn't really feel like there was anything more I could do there. I was just like jobless and fairly unhappy. And then our housemate decided to move out, and so our living situation just became impossible. We knew we would have to move or do something, and I think just on a whim I was like, look, let's just go. I had like a bit of inheritance money, so I was like, let's just book some tickets to Japan and just go.
Why not?
Yeah, because he is like really into Japan, and he'd been taking Japanese lessons. So anyway, we were like, let's just go, book these tickets, and neither of us had a job at the time, and we booked the tickets for 6 weeks away from.
Yeah, that's awesome. So and I like sporadic things like that in life.
Yeah. So yeah, and it was just like as much as we thought we could afford, which was 3 months, which we barely could afford. But yeah,
worth it.
It was good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good break for me, and when I came back, I was like really recharged and like motivated again. I think that's where the Heir result came from.
Did you catch any Smash whilst you were in Japan?
Oh yeah, like I watched everything that was going on still. Like I actually worked out better for timing to watch stuff in America, I think, than it does here often. So and I also played a Japanese tournament where I got 5th, I think. And
what was that?
They have something called Battle Gateway in Japan, in Tokyo, sorry. They run it like every other month. And I beat their second best player, which is a Samus player. I think I beat him 2-0. And then I lost him later in the tournament. And I lost to a Peach as well in Peach Day 3-1. He's pretty good.
Was that Shippu? I think
Shippu, yeah. It's Nanashi and Shippu, yeah. Yeah. So I did play some Smash, and I was still keeping up with what was going on as well.
Was the Japanese standard similar to European standard?
I don't think so, actually. I think it's like there are some really strong players, but I think they're a little bit slower. That's how I felt, like in general. Like, I don't know. They're really good, don't get me wrong. I just think maybe it's a bit different having less like interaction with other scenes, and Europe's quite like we all travel and play each other quite a lot. So
yeah, there's a lot. There's even between EU and North America, there's a lot more kind of interaction compared to Japan. So anyway, you come back from Japan, and that's where you get into Heir, isn't it? That's the next event. And you know, as the head TO of Heir, I'm obviously going to concentrate on it a little bit. I don't know if the listeners have caught the Heir 4 trailer yet, and if you haven't, bad on you. Go and watch it. I'm going to put it in the comments below. So watch the Heir 4 trailer, and there's the part of the Heir 4 trailer concentrates on your contract match with AMSA. So I thought we'll just talk about that a little bit more. How did you find the event itself, the contract?
That was awesome. I mean, it was like such a high for me. Probably one of the high points of playing Smash. My entire like 10 years of playing Smash. You know, I don't know if you remember. I was late. I was like in traffic, and I thought I was going to miss. I thought I was going to miss the contract, and I was like so hyped up for it.
Yeah, we had you and Mint. Both of you were in traffic, and it was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, I'm going to miss it, and yeah, so I so strongly believed that I was going to beat AMSA. Like, I felt like I knew it before I got there.
But I had to watch, Robbie. I watched loads of Heir 3 footage for the Heir 4 trailer. So you know, we have to break down older footage to create trailers, for Heir 4 trailer. And I was watching the contract set. I watched it live, and I was proper into it. It was awesome. But I rewatched it, and in the first 2 games, it really isn't going well, Robbie, for you.
No,
at all. And you're watching it, and you can feel like the commentators, the way they're commentating it, they're starting to lose faith a little bit that this set's going to go anywhere. And then come game 3, you start to turn it around. Any reason why?
I just knew I was playing bad in the first 2 games. I was like, if I just start playing well, I'm going to win. And like, I won that game 3. I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, how did I win that? Okay, like if I just focus and I play good, I'm going to win. So that game 4, I guess I did start playing well. I got a bit of momentum, and it carried me into feeling confident and focusing and playing relaxed and just like going for it.
Yeah, I was about to say, you did go for it though, because you get super risky at times, especially in game 5. You proper went for it, but it paid off, obviously.
Yeah,
and there's a lovely pop off.
Yeah, I know, that was crazy.
Yeah, which is awesome. Now, if I remember, Robbie, and I may be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. In the past, you were pretty vocal about people not making noise during sets.
Yeah, I think I get distracted, so yeah.
But obviously at Heir and British crowds are pretty rowdy, and the contract was a loud situation. But it seemed that did you like that or not?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, you can see me, if you watch the set, you can see me turning around to the crowd. Like, no one in particular, but just turning around and pumping my fist. Like, yeah, come on, guys. Like, I was getting into it. I was loving the crowd. Like, that was an crazy experience, having that many people behind me, like cheering and watching. That was just so awesome. And standing up on that stage at the end after winning was just such a great feeling. It was so good. And
you could feel that in the actual crowd as well. And when you watch the Heir 4 trailer, if you haven't seen it, because and I've seen more of this footage, because we had a couple of people in at Heir doing videography for us. And so I've obviously seen more footage of the crowd, and there's some absolutely brilliant. You can see R23 Alex Watson, his face in it, but there's so much footage of just like a really tense crowd, and they're clearly behind you, and there's players wincing, and they're like, they want you to do it, and you could feel that energy at the end when you won, and it was a great moment. And that's one of the reasons why I liked it, Teo, is when you're part of those moments.
Yeah.
And it's another reason why we run crews at Heir, is to try to create those moments. And crews is another thing that you do particularly well at.
Yeah. Love crews.
Any reason why?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like, I just...
Because you're like England's go-to guy, aren't you? You're normally the person who goes out first, which is a stressful situation.
It is, yeah. I don't know. I've just had some strong performances in crews, and I'm not even really sure why. Like, I just play and it works out. I have to say, I don't know what that is, but like, I love playing against France, in crews especially.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just feel so confident playing against them.
You've done well. Heir 2, Heir 3 performances against France were very good.
Yeah.
And again, that's another high pressured situation with lots of noise. So maybe you're not getting that distracted.
No, I mean, sometimes I still can. It just depends on how I'm feeling. And like, if I'm tired, I think I'm more susceptible to getting stressed out by sounds. And that tournament, the kickstart where I lost to Mint and Captain Crunch, I was getting so annoyed with Hungrybox being stood next to Crunch, being like, come on. Like, every time he hit me, he'd get a comment from Hungrybox. And I found it really hard to focus in that situation. But when there was at Heir, when there was so many people, and like, I knew that so many of them were in support of me, it just was mostly good feelings. Like, actually playing against Chudat, there were quite a lot of people cheering for Chudat, and I found that quite tough. Like, they booed me when I hit him, and they cheered Chudat when he got a wobble, and that's like the worst feeling, being wobbled and having people cheering it. It's like,
which is bizarre, because normally it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah,
the crowd don't get behind the person. I think it's the Chew effect, isn't it? He's a interestingly charismatic guy.
Yeah.
other than that, I guess obviously with contract and cruise, actually with cruise, not many events do cruise like we do in terms of DE bracket cruise. Is from a top player's perspective, is that something that you like us doing?
Yeah, cruise is awesome. I mean, I really wanted to play in the cruise at the big house because it's just you get that feeling of representing something, and
which is why we do it, because I like rivalry. I like the pride in your country and having a bit of rivalry between other countries.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I mean like the England-France rivalry for no reason. It's just like it's not like there is actually any rivalry between the players, but when we get up there on the stage, it's fun to like perform that and to feel those things, even though it's kind of a performance, it feels good. It's fun. It's really fun to take part in, and I just enjoy the whole thing of like we can select the players we play and like different matchups. I mean, do you remember the jelly moment against the Jigglypuff from Spain?
Yeah,
that was so good. And I was involved in I was like, I think someone else wanted to play. And I was like, no. Jelly, we're playing Jelly, we're definitely playing Jelly, and it just like paid off. And that was really cool. Like, is
that the one where he taunts as Mario?
Yeah, that was so good. Jigglypuff missed rest. He taunt. No, wait. Yeah, no, he taunts. The Jigglypuff tries to couldn't figure out how to rest him. Yeah. Mario, so she rested and missed it, and then he caped her 5 times, and then forward smashed her and killed her. It was just so good. And the crowd was just like, "Whoa, this is awesome!"
I love that. And for those who are unaware, really, Jelly at the time, it wasn't really a top 5. Jelly's good.
Historic top 5.
Historic, yeah, exactly. But the thing with Adam is another person who thrives off attention, and you obviously had seen that. You got that, and you get Cruz, and it was kind of like, no, let's not put in. I don't know. It was probably someone like
Taro.
Yeah, it was about Vinny. It was kind of like, right, let's put Adam in and give him the limelight, and it worked.
It really worked. It was cool. I love that. Yeah, and I really like that you guys do Cruz. I think it's something
we're gonna do it. We'll do it again this year. But I guess the last bit of just looking at Heir is the bracket. Robbie, how did the bracket go? Obviously, you've touched upon the chew aspect of it.
Yeah, so it was good for me. I had my first tough match was Zagetto, and I was really concerned. This is going to be super hard. I hope I can make it through. And I four-stocked him in the first game, and I was just
I didn't know that.
Okay, we're not expecting this. And then the next game was looked like it might be a 4-stock as well, and I was like, what is going on? And I made it through that super easy. I was concerned about my next match being None. I said I think that's who I was projected to play, and I hated Falcon at the time.
Because None loses, doesn't he?
Yeah, he lost to Ares.
Yeah.
So I had Ares, which is a Peach, and I was just like, I'm pretty confident in Peach Deo against people that aren't Armada and Triff.
Am I right in thinking Robbie Triff lived with you for a little bit?
No, Triff was visiting England to learn English, and there were loads of English schools in Brighton, so he was there. He used to come around every day.
I nearly made a really awkward joke there.
What?
About Triff's English. Sorry, Triff.
He's getting better, actually.
No, he is. If you follow his Twitter, his English on his Twitter account is way better. And love to Triff.
So about that, he didn't actually ever go to any of his English classes when he was in England. He missed them sometimes.
Just to play Peach Dittos with you, Robbie.
Well, we never played Peach Dittos. That's the thing. At the time, I was actually nah, screw Peach. I'm playing Fox, Falco, and Falcon. So there's loads of videos of, I think even on my personal channel of us playing, because we played a lot and I recorded a lot of them. But I remember showing his videos, or the videos of him, to Cactuar, and Cactuar was like, who's this Peach? Damn, he's good. So yeah. But anyway, so I had Ares in the Heir 3 bracket, and I was just like, that's fine. I don't feel slightly worried about that. And then I think I had Prof, and I lost a really close game at 1-1 on Pokemon Stadium, I think. And I think if I'd won that, I would have won the set, because I still had a counter pick, and I won really easily on FD. But if I didn't win that, so he had the last counter pick, and he won pretty easily on Yoshi's, I think, the last game. And then I had Amza, winner of Amza versus Yappy in losers. I was actually hoping for Amso, so I was feeling super confident, having beaten him in the contract, and I just bodied him. I think I like 3-stocked him twice or something, and I was just like feeling super good. And the Chu game, that was great. That was really fun. Like, happy.
Does that go down to last stock?
No, it doesn't. No, but like, it was close. I think
it's 3-2 anyway, so it's a close set. And
it was just a goal that I've always had is just being in a top 8 at a big tournament, and that was the first time I'd actually done it. I think so. I was just like, I was really happy. I was just like, this is great. Like, just super, super pleased to be there and be on the stage and be competing with Chu. And I'd actually played him before at Apex as well. But yeah, the game was just really fun to play. And I was just trying to focus, and I kind of didn't even realize I was winning, I think. I was just like, didn't really know how I was doing it. But I never played an Ice Climbers that I'd lost to other than Chu. So it's just really fun to play good people like him. I
guess the other thing is we don't really have the similar standard ICs that you get in the US in Europe.
No, and I mean, before when I went to the Big House, I actually beat DizKid in a post-tournament, or like post-Big House, like little tournament. So Chu's really good, and it was just like getting to that point where you get to play those people is really cool. So I just really enjoyed it, and the UK crowd was just amazing. Like all the chants and stuff that you get at Heir are just ridiculous.
They are. Did you a couple of things on that? Did you see after, I think it was B6, Esam posted on Twitter saying that he would hate to ever play in front of a British crowd?
Yeah, and I understand. Like even at Arkham 2 this year, like I beat Domling, and Domling was like, "This is why everybody hates you." I was like, "Like what?" And he was like, "No, I mean the UK, not you." I was like, "Oh, right," because they were so loud, and I think it was just like me, R23, Stig, and Tet.
Yeah,
that were there, and Deathgaze was there as well, but he wasn't joining in and that kind of stuff. But so yeah, it's hard playing against the UK, I think.
Yeah, but as I say, because the B6 one, that's where Esam turned around and swore at the British crowd when Wobbles was playing. And yeah, which is the first one. And then at B7, I don't know if you know this, Robbie, because you missed B7, didn't you, with illness?
Yeah.
Which is gutting, and we'll get to 2017 in a sec. But the Beast TO team told the Brits that they couldn't use their normal chance.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if it was because of Twitch partnership for the event, if they had been told that it had to be more, I don't know, appropriate, but the Brits were basically told that the normal chants that we use are too inappropriate and that we shouldn't use them.
Wow, I had no idea. That's
And then when the noise wasn't loud enough for top 8, VJ asked the Brits to be a bit louder, and I think R23 replied that, we're not kind of performing monkeys type thing.
Yeah.
Which is
that's weird.
Interesting. I thought a few little interesting side notes there. Don't worry, at Heir 4 we will be as loud as we always are. Anyway, your finish at Heir 3 was 7th, which again is, that top 8 finish is amazing. And that actually stuck you into the top 10 in the EU.
Yep, that was like big jump. I think I was at like 21st or something before that.
Yeah, I think you were 18th at the start of the year. I don't know. I know that the 18th in the Smash Europe rankings, I think. So yeah, I think you were on Smash Ranking EU, the True Skill ranking. You were, just outside the top 20. You got yourself into the top 10 for the first time.
Yeah.
I guess that was pretty good feeling.
That felt so good. Yeah. I was so happy. So happy. Yeah.
Because I remember you, I'm going to just say this because this really tickled me at the time, Robbie. I remember you posting this on Twitter, like that you were really pleased with the top 10. And then didn't your mum text you?
Oh, God. Yeah. That thing when my mum was like, no, that was actually at Heir. Like she was watching on the stream.
Okay. Yeah.
And she was like, go VA or something. I was like, Mom, like, you can call me my real name. Don't call me VA. Like, I don't know.
It really tickled me. Before we move on past Heir, Robbie, and into kind of that top 10 and then into the Melee on Me rankings, just as the head TO of Heir, what is your overall kind of view on it or thoughts on Heir as an event?
It's great. I mean, I love Heir. Like, it's it's I don't know, it's the focal point of the UK tournaments in the year. It has like awesome accommodation. You're right next to the venue. You're all together with other smashers. After the days where you don't like have too much on the next day, you can go and like chill, and it's got such a good atmosphere. I'm always going to go whenever it's on. So
you said the right thing, Robbie. So I will actually publish this podcast now.
Thank God, I passed.
You passed. Anyway, so top 10 EU, and I think your kind of air performance and how well you've done the last couple of years against the likes of Lucky and Abate and Esam and Chudat, they were probably the springboard for you getting onto the Big House Compendium. Yeah,
that was crazy. That was just, I didn't really believe that was ever going to happen. I didn't believe I would be going at all. I think I didn't really understand how the compendium worked that well when I got onto it.
Yeah, I agree. I remember looking at it, and a little bit complex, but you got on it, and you got then actually paid to get to the event.
Yeah.
And I've never been to a North American event, so what was it like? How did it go?
Oh, it's just so different to being in Europe, because in Europe, people know who I am. And going to the Big House, well, firstly, like I said, I didn't know I was going to be going. So I had like 2 weeks. I was at work. I had all this stuff to organize, and it just was really rushed for me. But when I got there, it was just amazing. It was in this huge hotel, and it was just really cool to be there. I just really wanted to enjoy it. But it's like you're anonymous. You're just kind of wandering around this massive venue with loads of people, and nobody really knows who I am. And I'm not very good at going out to ask like top players, like, hey dude, can we play? I just kind of sit around and
so you're kind of back to like first event in the UK syndrome type thing.
Kind of felt like that a bit, yeah. So, but I was staying with a really nice guy, and he like had a really nice place, and Fuzzy and Vince were staying there too, and like all the stuff outside the tournament was really relaxed and good. And like the tournament experience for me was a bit like, I kind of got a bit down after the first day because Leffen showed up and took my spot like in the cruise, which I was really, really hyped for playing on stage, and on like that big international stage with the rest of Europe. I really wanted to represent Europe. So
of course
I was pretty disappointed, but the tournament itself, it was just really good. Like I met loads of people and just had a really good time.
Were you happy with your performance, 65th?
No, like categorically no. Like I should have beaten. I'm not someone that ever says I should have beaten, but I should have beaten Draffen. It's just like the stage was bigger than I'm used to playing on, so I felt overwhelmed when the crowd was involved on his side. I felt like I got way too much in my head, and Canada was super loud against none as well. So I was really frustrated. I really, really wanted to make top 64. So that was disappointing. My only consolation was the Charles didn't make top 64 either. So yeah, I mean, it hurts when you like travel all that way and make a big effort and you don't perform how you want to. And all I wanted to do was just perform how I knew I could, and I just felt like I didn't. So I just felt a bit let down. So
yeah, a tad bit frustrating in that sense.
Yeah.
And I guess the issue is in Europe, when you have a performance that you're not as happy with, you've got other events on the radar, but I guess it's harder now to access another North American event.
I don't know when I'll be going back, so I'm kind of aiming to go back maybe to the next Big House because it was really good. So yeah.
Yeah. Top 64 there, then, Robbie.
100%. Yeah.
100%. Either way, your performance there and what you did in Europe at the likes of Heir and Beast and other events actually got you catapulted into Melee on Me's kind of Red Bull sponsored top 100 list for the first time.
Yeah.
And you appeared at 96. How do you feel about that?
I was in the car on the way to visit my brother in Reading when I found out. I think I just I was actually at a traffic light, which probably shouldn't admit, but checking my Twitter, and I saw it.
Driving?
I mean, I was at a red light. So
no, oh, naughty Robbie.
Don't tell anyone.
I won't. We'll keep it between just me and you. Anyway,
I
so
checked
you...
my phone. I think I punched with excitement, I punched my car door, like on the inside, not on the outside, but I was like, yes, I was so stoked. Like, I really wanted that, but I thought because of the big house, I'd blown my chances. I thought I needed a really good performance, and then I stood a good chance of getting in. But I thought because I hadn't done that, there was no way. So I'd kind of given up hope on even being on there at all. So when I was just so pleased. I was like, I'm so happy to have my name on that list. You know, you worked for 10 years, and I know I haven't always been the most committed person to Smash, but you work for 10 years playing something to get some kind of recognition. I don't care about all these people that say, don't care about rankings. It's like, how cool is it to have someone else, a list that everybody can see that has your name on it?
Especially the first year when it's appearing, I'm pretty sure I'm right here, it's appearing for the first time on Red Bull as well. Like, right. You know, it's not just it's on the Melee on Me website, it's on Red Bull's website. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, this is something that everybody recognizes. It's not like you can go down, you can talk to anyone on the street and say, do you know what Red Bull is? And they know what it is. I mean, it's like, it's real recognition, and I don't care what anyone says. That's just amazing to have for someone who's worked hard on something. Like, you want that. So
after kind of fist pumping the old car in a very safe position at a traffic light, very, very safe and secure. There was no potential harm to anyone.
No.
Did you kind of then analyze where you were at in relation to other EU players, and are you happy with the 96 kind of?
It's this kind of thing of feeling like overlooked constantly.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. Like, the fact that I'm on there for me is like enough in a way that, like, okay, finally I have some recognition. It doesn't matter what it is. I think, do I believe that that's like right? No, I don't think so. I think I could be a lot higher. I mean, Amza is someone I've been 3 times in a row now, and he's like 50 places higher than me or something.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, because when I looked at it, and then I kind of started to compare where the EU players were at, and then you look at where Amza and Zageta were, then compare it to where yourself is, there is a substantial gap there.
Yeah, and you know, that is just something that I've come to expect, like I say, and I don't feel salty about it anymore. I just, like, I accept that.
Yeah. Do you know how many Peach mains are above you on that list?
Probably like 4, 5.
8.
8
Peach mains above you. I know I looked into the, obviously for this podcast, did my research, because I was thinking, well,
okay,
obviously, you know, I'm a big fan of yours, Robbie, and I was thinking, where's my Robbie going to be in the, you know, the list of Peach mains? So yeah, I was super surprised.
8. Okay, 8. I can name 3.
Yeah, this was going to be my question, Robbie. Can you name who those 8 are?
Okay, so there's Mafia.
Yep.
There's Triff.
Yep.
There's Armada.
Yep.
There's MacD.
Yep.
Oh wait, I do know some of the other ones.
You better not be looking it up now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, Kalamazoo.
Yes.
Who? Oh, Bladewise.
Yep.
And I don't know who the other one is.
Okay, you got 2 more. So there's 8 above you. Sorry, you're 9th. Yeah, there's 8 above you.
Okay. I don't know who the other 2 are. I have no idea.
Okay, I'll go through them. So you got Armada, who is ranked 1st. MacD is 26th. Bladewise, 39th. Triff's 44th. Got that. Mafia, you got a 50th. Now, this I may pronounce incorrectly. I've obviously seen his matches, but I've never seen his name. I've never heard his name streamed. So it's Smash God's brother, Lod, or LLOD.
Oh, yeah.
Which them 2 perform very well in doubles. 57th is Azusa.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And then Kalamazoo 71st, and then yourself at 96th.
All right, yeah, okay. That makes sense. I just, I've never actually seen Smash God's brother. I've never seen him play. So
I've only ever seen him in doubles. I've never actually seen him in singles.
Never seen him in singles, but I hear he's good, so yeah. That's cool.
So I guess then, being 9th, would you, comparing yourself to those, where would you maybe put yourself if it was kind of a list of you 9? Do you feel like you should be a little bit higher?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm improving a lot at the moment, so I don't know. That remains to be seen this year, I guess.
We'll see. So that could be we'll see at the end of 2017. Other than that, Robbie, is there any other Peaches in Europe that you kind of, I don't know if they're the right words, respect, but outside of kind of like Armada, Triff, yourself, or is there any others that are, I'd say, yeah, you respect or are particularly good that people may not be aware of who are listening to this?
The UK peaches that I like are Lawster and Hen. I think they've got a lot of talent, and Lawster's improving real fast. So I like those guys. They have good attitudes, and Hen's really young, so that's kind of scary, like how good he is for like I don't know, I think he's even like 15 or something. It's scary.
Yeah, Time Muffin's younger brother.
Yeah, so I've played a lot with Hen on netplay. I've played a lot with Lawster on netplay. They're both really good, and they're improving fast. So I respect those guys. I don't actually respect the German peaches that I'm sorry, but
so that's probably then you thinking Blaze, Vex, and Ares is Austrian, but I guess a lot of the time the Austrians and Germans get lumped together. Is that who we're
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah. I mean, that's not fair. I've never really played them that much, and I don't really know. I think when I go into playing them, I just play them with no respect, and yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so shout-outs to Ares, Blaze, and Vex. You're gonna have to catch Robbie at Air 4, and we'll see what happens. But
no, I mean, I know they don't get a lot of experience playing against other Peach players, and I feel like it's actually one of my stronger matchups.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And I guess other than those three, there isn't any other notable Peaches outside of the obvious top three in Europe.
I can't think of that many. I mean, there aren't that many Peach players.
Yeah, that's true. So let's kind of, I guess, go towards the close of the podcast, Robbie, and we'll just have a quick look into 2017. You sadly missed Beast 7.
That was just awful. Yeah, that sucked.
Just illness, was it?
So I was all ready to go, had everything booked. I was finishing work, or I got halfway through. It was actually Valentine's Day the day before, and I had a bit of alcohol. Woke up the next day just feeling really sick. And I was like, maybe I'm hungover. Went into work, and I could hardly move or do anything. So I just had to go home, and I was like, maybe I'll sleep this off. But when I got home, I couldn't even sleep. I was so sick, and then I was really violently sick that evening. And I had to be driving to the airport, so I wasn't able to drive. Missed my flights and watched the whole thing. Just spent 4 days on the sofa watching Beast, which, I mean, it looked really fun, looked like a great tournament, but I was just I really wish I was there. I was so prepared and ready for that. That was what
done your research.
Well, Smashbox was a tournament that I went to thinking I don't need to be at my best for this tournament. This is experience. This is warm up. This is not you have to win this tournament. It was I want to go here, and I just want to learn and be getting ready for Beast. And at the end of the tournament, I felt so ready. I felt so confident and ready for Beast. So I was just it was just typical almost that I got sick. I've never had that before. That was the first time.
And there's no point going, Robbie, if you're sick like that, because
I actually could not have gone. I was so sick. It wasn't the kind of thing where you could get on a plane. I couldn't get up. I was just so rough. It sucked.
So we've obviously missed B7, which is kind of the only major that's happened so far this year.
Yeah.
What other events will we see you at? So
I'm going to Kickstart 15 later this month in London on...
That's right, yeah, 15.
March 24th, I think it is. And I've just signed up to HF LAN, which is in April.
Woo, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to that, signed up today. Just need to start preparing for those, really, get back in the groove of practicing properly, good practice, instead of just... I play Melee most days, but not every day is about practice. So I need to actually do that for those.
And what are our aims then, HF LAN wise?
I haven't thought about it yet, but okay. I mean, yeah, I just want to put in a really good performance. I know I can.
To kick some ass. Well, summarize it as that.
Yeah, it'll be about being the top players. Yeah, so, but you'll see me there. You'll see me in top 8 at least. I hope.
I'm sure you will be. And for those I guess HF LAN is a French event that's been around for some time now. And if you're listening to this and you haven't caught my second podcast, I speak to Exile, who is part of the TO team. And they're basically trying to reboot HF LAN a little bit so that it sits alongside the other majors in Europe. So it's good that you're going, Robbie, because obviously the larger these majors are, the more majors we have, the better for European Smash.
Yeah.
Other than that, obviously Heir's coming up on the horizon. Are we going to see you entering the contract again?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. 100%. One of the things I want this year is a way to make it easier to get to things, and that would be a sponsor. So,
which is what I was chatting to Triff recently, because he obviously won the last contract, and the whole purpose of the contract is obviously to create something that is of interest and engagement wise and hype wise for Heir. But it's also, like I was trying to say to him, it's only a year contract where we get you to the EU majors, and the whole idea is, by getting you to the EU majors, we're hoping that gives you enough attention that it springboards into like a larger sponsorship with a larger esports team. Because we're not an esports team, we're just a TO team trying to give a bit of an opportunity to the better players who might be a little bit overlooked at times.
Yeah, like my aim for the year was to go to one European tournament a month. So if there was a way to do that, like to make that easier, that would be awesome. So I'll definitely be entering the contract.
Awesome. So other than that, thank you very much, Robbie.
Thank you. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been absolutely a lovely conversation, a pleasure like normal.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'll just say again that if you would like to follow us on Twitter, it's myself at Kone, and if you're looking for Heir news and updates, it's at Team Heir, and then follow Robbie on Twitter at Vanity Angel SSBM. And that's it. Thank you very much, Robbie.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.